Alright, so I made a quick little game in Roblox Studio. Kind of just demonstrate the Doppler effect and kind of help visualize how it works. Alright, so first thing to note in this experiment is that we have a source that will emit waves, and we have an observer that observes the frequency and wavelength of the wave. So why don't we emit some waves from the source? So you can see, we can pretend like each blue line here is a wavefront. So the distance between each consecutive blue line is gonna be our wavelength. And this is pretty normal stuff, a wave, constant wavelength. So that's fine, but can you guess as to what would happen if we were to move the source towards the observer? Well, why don't we have a look? So we'll make it approach the observer. If you notice, the wavelength now is lower than what it used to be before. And what if we make it go the other way? We can make it recede away from the observer. So if you notice, the wavelength is much higher than what it used to be before. Now, keep in mind, we have not changed the actual frequency of the emitted sound wave. The only thing we've changed is the source moving towards or away from the observer. Hence, even though we didn't change the actual frequency, our observed frequency, so like the frequency this observer receives, can still change. So like if the car was moving away, the observer would hear a lower pitch sound as opposed to when the car approaches the observer. Okay, so it would hear a higher pitch sound. This is because the pitch of a sound increases with its frequency. Now, I don't want to get too deep into math calculations regarding this, since this video was more or less intended to help visualize the effect. But here's the basic Doppler effect equation. This equation we can see FO is the observed frequency. Fs is the actual frequency that was emitted from the source. Vw is the speed of the wave, and Vs is the speed of the source. And for the plus and minus sign, you gotta put a plus sign if the source is receding, otherwise a minus sign if it's approaching. So yeah, hope this helped.